I was at the sharp end of nude beaches in Australia, and we always experiment with Adelaide. Good place to experiment. And we created this Maslin's beach down the coast for them to all, strip off and let it all hang out. You with me? A funny story, a cabbie I knew, a cab driver in Adelaide, he told me that one day, really a hot afternoon, he was cruising down Hindley Street and a naked Sheila jumps in the back seat, says, "Take me down to Maslin's beach." Well, he doesn't think. He's enjoying the sight in the rear vision mirror, so he runs her down to the nude beach, and there's a fair bit on the clock. She says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry." She said, "I left all my pockets behind." He said, "That won't do." He says, "How are you going to pay me?" You know what she done? She flashed the map of Tasmania. Well, he looks over the back seat, takes a good look at it, and he says, "Haven't you got anything smaller?" Ah! But if you didn't like art, there was always sport. And 12-metre yacht racing, always the domain of millionaires, became Alan Bond's major obsession. Newport, Rhode Island, became the scene for what Patrick White described as the overheated fizz of artificially inseminated patriotism.
I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up to die at the boat.
I happened to be there on Bondi's boat when Australia 2 come round the corner and won that fabulous trophy for Australia. And there was little Bondi, pleased as punch, just a little pommy bastard who'd made good. I gave him a hug. I said, "You beauty, mate, you've done it." I said, "You're an honorary Australian now. You're one of us, pal." I said, "You can screw the Australians for every penny they got as far as I'm concerned." And, well, silly bastard, he took my advice. And now he's having the vertical suntan. He's in jail. And what is he now? He's a pommy bastard again. Star balloon.
And I haven't got much time for the wimps. And there's lots of wimps around. As far as I'm concerned, wimps are out.
He was a miserable old bastard, a real wowser. I mean, the Undertaker, we called him. Killjoy Keating, Kibosh Keating was a nickname we gave him because he put the kibosh on all the fun we'd had in the golden days of Gough. Oh, those beautiful long lunches at the taxpayer's expense. Those trips up to Surfers Paradise with hornbag research assistants and ceiling inspectors. But in the good old days, I put my secretary down to expenses. She came under office furniture. So did I.
Down a bit further, darling. Down there, down. A bit to the right, a bit to the left. Bullseye. No worries.
I remember one day going into Bob Hawke's office, and it's as vivid now as it was then. And I said, "Bob, don't go any further." I said, "This word bicentennial, it's bad, it's got bad connotations." He said, "What do you mean, Les?" I said, "Well, bi, just think about it." He said, "Oh, I don't quite get it." I said, "Listen, you'll be getting the wrong types flocking to Australia. You'll be getting the mattress munchers, the pillow biters. The Vegemite drillers will all be flocking to Australia." I said, "We've got enough of them as it is. Can't you just call it the heterocentennial?" He said, "Oh, now you tell me, Les." He said, "We've had the T-shirts printed, the oven mitts, the mugs." He said, "It's all rolling." I said, "All right, then, forget it, Bob." But I said, "Hang on, I've got another idea." I said, "You could get condoms printed." He said, "How do you mean?" I said, "It could be done tastefully. You get condoms issued that you can sell on the occasion, and it says 3 cheers for the Australian heterocentennial celebrations. And may they last forever, and everyone have a very good time." Something like that. He said, "Oh, come on, Les." He said, "You never get all them words up the side of a Frenchie." I said, "You speak for yourself." I said, "No worries, fellas. There we go. Now. There we go. No worries. There. No, it's false. I'm only kidding." On table with old Margaret there was Queen Guinevere. I was Merlin. I was the think tank. I was the ideas man. And I came to him and I said one day, and he locked the door, and he said, "What is it this time, Les?" I said, "I need money and I need telephone numbers, Gough, because this is for a special project. It's a disabled black lesbian puppet workshop." He looked a bit strange when I said that. He said, "You need big bickies for that, Les?" I said, "Yes, the black disabled lesbian women's puppet workshop. And he said, now look, lads, he said, he started to write the cheque. He said, who's this really for? I said, Gough. I said, it's for me. He said, what are you going to do with it? I said, I'm going to piss it up against the wall. He said, Les, you're an honest man. I'll get the wearing of white shoes for men in Australia. I'd say without fear of successful contradiction, I was the first Australian diplomat to wear white shoes, and it's a brave thing for a drinking man to do, considering what very frequently follows. But my greatest triumph was the safari suit. And after I'd pioneered it, they all copied me. Jim Cairns, Al Grasby, Andrew Peacock, Don Dunstan, all started coming out in their safari suits. But I'm very proud to say that I dragged Australian men's fashions kicking and screaming into the 70s. Where they remain to this day.
Aha, it's not a spaghetti machine, it's a pasta machine.
Yes.
Pasta.
You can make it with water, or you can make it with eggs and water. It makes half a kilo of flour at a time.
Half a kilo.
Which is 500 grams.
Does it make all these different shapes?
Yes, you can get 10 over discs, the size of this I have here. Also a pastry disc. Spaghettini, penny regatta. You can make lasagna.
The fashion of drinking spirits with meals remained common amongst Australian diplomats and as a sipper. Good luck to him. The Lord be good to him, God love him. But I said to him, and I said it frank, I said, Bob, if you want my input, I said, you'll knock off the grog, you go on the wagon. Well, he has more or less on and off, whereas I don't drink at all. I never drink. Don't touch it unless I'm thirsty. Our major yearly event was held in Melbourne.